Imagine a world where everyone speaks the same language, no barriers, no confusion, just complete unity. But what if that unity turned into arrogance, and the people challenged the heavens? This is the story of the Tower of Babel, the day humanity's words were shattered into thousands of languages. Let's dive into one of the Bible's most mysterious events. After the Great Flood, humanity was starting fresh. Noah's descendants began to spread out, repopulating the earth. But, despite spreading to different lands, they shared a single language. This common tongue allowed them to work together, think alike, and, unfortunately, begin to dream of greatness, a greatness that would ultimately lead to their fall. Let's go back to a time and place where the world was united, not only in language but in spirit. Eventually, these early humans found a wide, flat land in the region of Shinar. Today, we know this area as part of ancient Mesopotamia, possibly near modern-day Iraq. It was fertile, with all they needed to build a new life. But instead of simply settling, they had bigger plans. Together, they shared an ambitious dream, to build a city, a mighty one. At the heart of this city, they envisioned a towering structure reaching the heavens. They wanted this tower to make a name for themselves, to become a monument to their abilities and unity. And so, the Tower of Babel was conceived. To make the structure durable and impressive, they decided to use bricks instead of stone. Brick-making technology was advanced for its time, and they baked each brick carefully, binding them with tar. This tower wasn't just about building something tall, it symbolized a deeper human desire to reach beyond limits. This wasn't just construction, it was ambition, even defiance. In their minds, this city and tower would mark them as a powerful, united people, able to control their own destiny. Some even believed that reaching the heavens would put them closer to God. But here's where the danger lay. The very unity and language that allowed them to work together began to fuel their pride. They weren't only seeking to create, they were challenging the natural order, reaching beyond what was intended for them. In building this tower, they believed they could overcome any challenge, any command from God. They believed nothing was impossible, that their bond and shared language made them unstoppable. But God was watching. He saw the unity that allowed them to build this tower, but he also saw the pride and rebellion in their hearts. God understood that without intervention, this unity would only bring them closer to ruin. So, he decided to act. Come, let us go down and confuse their language so they will not understand each other. With that decision, God came down, and in an instant, the builders were thrown into chaos. Imagine, one moment, they're speaking and understanding each other perfectly. The next, they can't make sense of a single word. The language they relied on was gone, replaced with dozens, maybe even hundreds, of different languages. The sudden change was overwhelming. Some called it Babel, a word meaning confusion. Each worker spoke a language that was foreign to those around him, creating a wave of frustration, misunderstandings, and ultimately, abandonment of the tower. With no common language, the dream of Babel crumbled. They couldn't work together or continue the construction. So, the people scattered, just as God intended. They moved across different lands, forming new communities, each with its own language. The story of Babel has a lasting legacy. It's not just about the rise and fall of a tower but the origins of diverse languages. It's about how human pride led to misunderstanding and separation. Today, our thousands of languages remind us of that ancient lesson: unity is powerful, but pride can lead to downfall. The Tower of Babel reminds us of humanity's potential and the consequences of hubris. Language is a gift, a way to connect, learn, and grow. But it's also a reminder that we need humility and respect for our limits. The confusion of Babel was more than just a punishment, it was a lesson in balance and reverence. If you enjoyed this exploration of the Tower of Babel, like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more powerful stories from the Bible. Let's uncover more timeless lessons.